Okay, we're live at 11:05, but I think we missed 11:05. We're busy talking. This is Dr. Ray.
Hi.
Dr. Ray, all right, from Hawaii. This is awesome. This is pretty cool. And we've been walking around the shop, and I've not asked you too much about your car yet. So today's thing, and this is a deal. I'm going to tell a story about Sal Salvador. Really nice guy. He alohas everything, so he must be from Hawaii, but he lives in Texas now. And he's got a company, and he does space rods. So if you look up space rods on the internet, he builds these really cool space rods by design. And books of them, and just way cool stuff. Space rods, check it out. So I meet him in Texas a couple years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, time flies. And he shows me his book, and I'm going, wow, that's cool, wow, we could build that, I could build that. And he starts freaking out because we could build that. I mean, he could build it in his mind, and he could build it on paper, but he couldn't build it. Well, my answer is like, of course we can build it, there it is. I mean, there it is, I see it right there, of course we can build that. It's already been designed. And next thing I know, he takes a picture of me, I'm loading up at the end of the day, and he took my one arm off because he didn't have it in the picture, and put my one arm on the other arm backwards, and has me on the cover of the thing, and he's telling people we're going to build the car, and somebody calls me and wants to know how the X-Rods, I think it was the X-Rod or something, was coming along. Like, what? So we never did build it, but someday somebody wanted one of those.
Anything's possible.
You've been building this car.
Yes, in my mind.
So how does that work? How does that process work?
Well, first of all, you have to be inspired, and as we were talking about a little while ago, people my age will always remember the kooky car on 77 Sunset Strip, made famous by the late, great Norm Grabowski.
And he was a fun guy.
Yes,
He was a fun guy to know.
I'm sure it was fun to know him, and he was very inventive, imaginative, and an artist in his own right.
He was.
And the genre was the hot rod, and he arguably is the father of the modern day or certainly the inspiration behind the 23 T-bucket craze that has spanned half a century. And my interest in that car stems from his kooky car way back when.
So that got you started in the direction.
That got me started.
So T-bucket is like, okay, now that's it.
Yeah, that was, and there are many aspects of that original car that are very, very alluring. The spatial geometry of it all, the exaggerated so-called California rake, the fact that it flowed. It looked like it was jumping off the line, standing still. And what he did was he took a wide variety of old-fashioned hot rod parts and created something where the whole was far greater than the sum of his parts. And the way the three-dimensional geometry of that car was created was always very alluring to me, and of course, history has proven it was very alluring to generations of hot rodders who were inspired by that. And when you get to my time in life, when there's more yesterdays than tomorrows, and you have a bucket list, and if you'll excuse the pun, I have one, which I'm going to show you, today at great length, because I've drilled into it and studied how he put that together, and also hundreds, maybe thousands of other T-buckets, and some of them look great, some of them stand out, and some of them are not very thoughtfully built. And what attracted me to you 5,000 miles away from here is the fact that you're able to capture a lot of the spatial geometry that I find very alluring, and that pays homage to the late great Norm, the father of the 23 T-bucket craze, And so I've come today, 5,114
To
miles.
share your vision.
To share my vision
See if
with
we
you.
can capture it.
You're right, and the last 114 miles, I might add, from Bentonville to here, that I just completed, it was probably the most scenic part of that 5,100 mile voyage.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's a beautiful
I
neck
love
of
the
woods.
area here.
Yep.
We're flipping Arkansas.
Yep.
Not much around except great lakes and rivers and woods and
Yep.
a lot of hot rod building going on.
Right, and it's fun to be here. I look forward to this for many months. Josh and I have talked many times over the phone, and he's given me a lot of great ideas, which I hope we can all incorporate, so the sum of all these wonderful new technological advances can be put together such that the whole will be will do Norm's memory
Well,
justice.
this is what keeps me excited. I'm Bill Kiefer, CCR. And we probably all, when we were young, the plans in the back of, $10 or whatever, build
Right.
your own tea bucket, and I
Right.
wanted to do that in high school. And I've been a car guy my entire life. I mean, my entire life, it's not my hobby, it's who I am. Some kids know the sports stars or they know the latest singers or what have you. I would look forward to, the Chicago World of Wheels and Ed Roth would be there, or, just Barris and all the guys.
Sure.
I mean, that I knew the players, I knew the latest cars, it was my thing. So I didn't get my first T-bucket until we built our first Spirit bucket. It was a prototype, all of them. I built a lot of cars before that. So anyway, the point of that being what do you think, Josh, several thousand later?
Yeah, at least.
What gets me excited is we don't build cars here. That's kind of our motto. We build dreams. So what gets me excited is, okay, I want to see your dream, and if we can see that, I mean, it's not about the car per se. It's about the adventure we aren't our car. Some people take it way too seriously. Yeah, we have nice things, and we don't want to trash them out and don't disrespect it, but you're not who you are because you own a car.
Of course.
But putting who you are into that car
Right.
it's part of who you are. You said you're the designer, architect.
Yes, I do a lot of
That's my
design
passion
work.
too. It's just something
Right.
about, it's
Right.
art. It's art.
Yeah, absolutely. And to create something beautiful is a lot of fun. And I tell my own crews when I'm working with them, when we go around with our clients at the end of creating, I say, a magical botanical garden for people in the Hawaiian Islands, I always tell the foreman to look for the word wow from the client, and we're not done until we hear the word wow.
The smile.
Absolutely.
What I do, there's a thing, if somebody, they cannot control the smile. I don't care how cool you are, if they like it, they got the hint of a smile.
Yeah.
And if you got the smile, it doesn't matter what they say,
Right.
you got them.
That's the visual wow.
Yeah, it's the visual wow.
That's right.
So
Right.
we like to do something informative. So what's informative here? We say we want to build dreams, not nightmares.
Of course.
So you're on the beginning of this journey.
Yes.
Now, whether you build it here, we'd love to be your hands, or whether you build it somewhere, you've got to take it to the next step.
Of course we do. Yes. And because of all of these Filament 1105s and
1105.
YouTubes, I've traveled 5,000 miles to see if you can't make my dream come true.
Well,
So-
we need to know what it is, though. Give us, okay, what do you see?
Well, I think that in reality it's somewhat of a homage to the original kooky car of Norm Grabowski. It is a 23 T-bucket. The extended T-bucket that you have would probably accommodate me better than most. And
We'll fit those here in a little while.
And the fact that you can get double doors are important. I think that looking at your chassis, you can clearly accommodate the sort of engine that I want and the suspension that we've discussed. And
So you were talking
can get
about
that
a drop. You're talking about a drop axle in the front.
drop 4-inch drop and drilled chromed front axle.
Still a spring behind.
Yes, and then a 350 short block with 6 2-barrels on it,
Okay.
and extraordinarily well finished, show quality. My idea is that I'd like to build something that would easily get into the Grand National Roadster Show.
Okay.
And that would incorporate the geometry that was so alluring on the original.
So if you're wanting to easily get in, you're probably also wanting to compete to win.
Well, of course.
Of course. Okay, well everybody, I mean, when you go to that level, everybody wants to win though. So-
Right, they just don't want to, also ran.
Mhm.
They'd like to bring home some sort of trophy.
Sure.
And I'm probably competitive enough to think along those lines. But I'm not interested in just building another driver. I'd like to build something, and in all my work, I like people to look at it, appreciate it, and say wow. But more importantly, that the build product invites close attention to fine detail and critical review, and that no matter where you look, you see something beautiful.
Now
Not only functional, but beautiful.
you're almost starting from the back on your car. I mean, you're putting a prize under the back
Sure.
on the Kugel rear end.
Yes, yes. Right. I think we always start from the bottom up, but yeah, I think the Kugel independent suspension in the back with the quick change feature.
With the quick change, okay.
Feature is of course is important, and I think that the steeply raked chassis shows off that rear end, to great advantage.
So you're wanting like a modern old school.
Well, sure. You want to take the best of modern technology and yet have a vintage look that is timeless and is very visually alluring. So we have
Hawaii must be a nice place.
Well, it's
Nature provides just a flow of like.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you close your eyes and imagine, a tropical paradise, and it's a little bit better than that. So, it's nature's generosity, no matter where you look.
So we want something in Hawaii that's going to look like it blends with paradise.
Sure, but I think one of your beautiful cars would look just great, in a beautiful tropical setting. So.
Are we round and smooth? Are we pointy? Are we like a bird of paradise? They got all these aiming things here, or are we like a mango fruit that's just
Well, all the tropical flowers are very, very exotic and colorful, and probably this car is also somewhat exotic, of course, and colorful. Tropical gardens are a little difficult because all these flowers compete for your visual attention.
Right.
And this car is no different. No matter where you look, you want to say wow, and if you turn around and look at, say, the rear end, for instance, you also have to say wow. And I think that's what separates just another hot rod from a show winner.
So we want to get past the pedals and we want to get down into the little delicate.
Yeah, we want it nuanced.
We want to look at it like a bee would look at it.
Sure.
I'm getting into bees, so we want to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I'm looking
What do
forward
they call
to
it? The beehive fuel filters? What are those?
Oh yeah,
They're
they
cool.
look like a little
They're cool.
beehive. Yeah.
What colors? You know your colors yet?
Yeah, well, in my mind's eye, I think of something along the lines of a dark navy, deep blue, with very realistic flames that are not stylized but look like real flames.
So when you say, we call them aqua flames around here. We do a lot of flames on blue cars, so.
Do you?
I mean, putting red flames on blue car, are we talking serious red flames? Are we talking
I've got plenty of pictures to show you
Okay.
that will probably illustrate my.
So if we're
I
going
think-
old school, modern old school, it's gonna have to look like real planes.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I can almost see it. I'm getting closer.
Yeah,
We're probably this far away. But
well,
I'm getting-
I brought.
How about everybody out there? Have you guys been dreaming about your cars, or you've been dreaming about this car, or I'm not sure. I've been dreaming about the gardens. I'm a gardener at home, but blending the car with that.
Yeah.
This is how the process starts.
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
How long have you been actually thinking about this particular car?
Oh well, in the back of my mind, 50 years, but in
With
serious
modern components,
with
with
serious,
this is what
serious,
we're
yes, a
looking
serious
at.
deep dive, probably for the last several years. And I've got a huge binder of several hundred pictures that kind of illustrate my vision.
Okay, so now this is going to have to be a big question, but we'll ask it here on camera. What's your time frames?
Oh, I tell people in my own design work that if you want real artistry, you don't wear a watch. The Pope didn't ask Michelangelo to build the Sistine Chapel in a week. Rome wasn't built in a day. And
We don't want to make it a generational build, though.
no, we don't want to make it a generational build, but by the same token, I wouldn't rush you because the very best work takes time. Close attention to fine detail takes a little bit longer.
Generally, this is me personally, but generally we just keep pushing everything forward. But once in a while, I'll come to a stop on something. I just don't, you got to stand back and think about it for a second.
Sure.
You've done a lot of, and then all of a sudden, it hits you. That's the way to do it, right there. And
Right.
You can kind of,
We all
you can't force that moment, but
right. I've experienced that in my own design work many, many times. But if you think about it long enough, sooner or later, inspiration comes along and you get it
that's
done.
how I look at it. Well, I think we're well on our way. Hopefully it gets you thinking about the cars that you want. And it's easy. You can build 2 or 3 or 4 cars in your mind, but you got that one you want to do next. Everybody's got a few projects. I don't have my yellow books. Buddy of mine, Ernie Gilcrease, the Hot Rod Man, wrote a couple of these books, and he's an artist. I don't know if I got any of his work around, but he's an artist. And he's the kind of guy you just can't pay him to do anything. If you don't want to do it, it don't matter. And he's not lazy. But if he's wanting to get something done, it doesn't matter. There ain't no amount of money to stop him from working. It's just 24/7 to build this project. And sometimes you get excited about a project, and it's just, you can't wait to go back to work.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. In many of my jobs, I will sit down in the evening and start drawing and look up, and it's 2:30 in the morning. When you get into it, when you get into the zone of it all, your time sort of takes a back seat.
So my words of wisdom: enjoy what you're doing. If hot rodding is not fun, it's probably not something you ought to be doing. There's struggles, there's trials, there's this don't fit, that don't work, this is what do I do, but that's part of it, that's the challenge. That's the creative part of taking just an idea, and I've seen a lot of mock-up cars. You can take a thing here and throw it there, and a thing here and throw it there, and it looks like it. But it's all about the details. Whoever is faithful in little is faithful in much. Oh, you know what, we're going to do a thing. My daughter put these on here, and this is the thing for today. She'd give me all these cards here, and I just flip through them once in a while. It says, I can do everything through him who gives me strength. So we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. That's Philippians 4:1. And then she always put something on the back of this. As Dad used to tell us, there is no such thing as can't. So we can do it.
That's right.
Can't was not, that for sure, can't was not allowed in our household. Maybe you don't understand, or maybe whatever, but can't wasn't the way. I'm excited. You came a long way to visit us, and we're going to spend some more time and really kind of find out what you want to do, and hopefully we can we can be showing your build on 1105. as it
Can't
comes
wait.
Together. And
Yeah.
we're gonna try some new formats too. We're gonna probably hire an IT guy again and maybe do some editing and do some YouTube stuff. Appreciate you being with us and doing this.
Thanks a lot for having me.
All right, thanks, we'll see you tomorrow.